Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about Cam Miller. We're going to talk about Shedrick Jackson. We're also going to talk about one more player at the end of this video. This is one of the coolest things that happened in the entire first week of preseason, at least in my opinion. You guys have seen it everywhere. Cam Miller, 6th round draft pick, quarterback. Alright, he barely played. Now, there's only 8 minutes left in this football game against the Seattle Seahawks. They're down about 10 points here, and the game ends up being a tie. It's preseason, nobody really cares. But this pump fake, tell me the last time you saw a backup, actually a third string quarterback. This dude's on his hands and knees. He is on his hands and knees. So you don't see 6th round rookie quarterbacks. I don't care if this dude's a freaking 8th stringer on the Seattle Seahawks defensive back room. You don't see professional athletes getting beat like this almost ever. And Cam Miller is a guy who, pretty much led the game-winning drive, or nearly did, before the kick was blocked. And like we said, the tie. The anticipation here, this is in a perfect spot. I know people will always say underthrow. You got to beat they're in zone coverage, or the safeties are in zone coverage. So this is just perfect. You can't teach this. This is something this is like his his 4th touch of the football game. He comes in ice cold as far as it's the 4th quarter. On his 4th touch, he rips this 41-yard dot to Shedrick Jackson, which brings us into another point, because I'm really excited about the rest of preseason because, for numerous reasons regarding even the whole Las Vegas Raiders, whether we're talking starters, bench players, rookies, what have you. You just don't see this because Tom Brady is the guy who wanted this, and the Raiders minority owner might know a thing or two about quarterbacks, especially late quarterbacks. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for me, guys. It means the absolute world to me. All right, once again, we got Cam Miller. Unfortunately, we only saw 7 total throws. We did see a little bit of a rush for 4 yards, but like we mentioned, he went 6 of 7, 76 yards, that one touchdown we just showed you. And that clip has been everywhere. And before I even ramble on, this right here is Shedrick Jackson, and he's going to be catching this football. So keep an eye on him, but, I'll stop rambling. We'll let this play go out, because just the throw and the catch to find the soft zone, it's beautiful. There's something special here. And, we joke about this because Aiden O'Connell is I don't know, man. Everybody wants to like Aiden O'Connell. I want to like Aiden O'Connell. At the end of the day, he still threw for 205 yards, a touchdown. But those 2 interceptions were bad. They were tough. And it's not look, I can sit here and be like, I want Cam Miller to be the backup quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season. But that's easier said than done, because at the end of the day, what happens if Geno Smith actually gets injured for a month, and maybe let's say it's December, end of November, and the Raiders are in the thick of it in the AFC West, they're in the thick of it in the AFC in general. As much as I too want to see Cam Miller come out, as far as you need to win 2 of those 4 games, Aiden O'Connell might be the better situation. So we're probably a year away from Cam Miller, getting legitimate burn as far as a backup quarterback goes. But it's backup quarterbacks. Essentially, my point here is Pete Carroll's in his 70s. Geno Smith is not getting any younger. He's 34 years old. He'll be 35 in just 2 months, pretty much almost exactly 2 months in October, right? August, September, October. Yeah, 2 months. And Cam Miller might just be the future of the Raiders. And I know you sound silly, or I sound silly saying this out loud, but it genuinely could be the case here. You don't see this guy won 2 national championships at North Dakota State, the FCS school, not FBS, so I get it. But I love Shedrick, even going back to this, finding the soft zone, and Cam Miller extending this play with his legs. This is artwork. This absolute artwork, and their connection is clear as day. But let's keep it moving. All right, I know I sound like a broken record here, but doesn't every Raiders fan who watched Cam Miller the other night say this? Tom Brady we know he's the minority owner for the Las Vegas Raiders. He endorsed this 2-time FCS national champion. Now, this is just a clip from training camp from Nick Walters, but you don't have, and this is the, I think about a week ago, last Friday, right before the preseason game, spending some time chatting to each other. You don't see 6th-round quarterbacks get endorsed from the greatest quarterback of all time too often. So I just wanted to throw that in there because we know this, but man, there seems like something's actually special about Cam Miller. We'll finally end this video talking about kind of that hidden gadget guy. So everybody's been talking about Jamal Adams ever since he got officially picked up from the Las Vegas Raiders. But there was something, this is like watching Jamal Adams, and here he is. We'll watch this player. We got 2 of them right here. This is him playing linebacker, and he just looks like a literal linebacker. And I know he's fired up, man. He's going against his former team, the Seattle Seahawks. He's going up against his former coach in Pete Carroll. This is just a nice, you shed this little block here, and you make a nice tackle for loss. He was genuinely one of the best defensive players, obviously not only on the Las Vegas Raiders, but just in the NFL Week 1 of preseason in general. And it looks so effortless. And the whole thing about Jamal Adams has never really been, issues with, is he good enough? It's never that. It's just health. I think most people are surprised when they hear he's still only 29. He's in his 9th NFL season. But he's still only 29 years old, and especially that linebacker room, the defensive back room, the whole Raiders defense could use more guys like this, and it looks like Jamal Adams is going to make the roster, as he should. I see him all the way over there. This is, it just has me very excited, and you're going to lose him in screen a little bit, but he is blitzing, and he is forcing Drew Lock out of the pocket. He pretty much almost gets the sack, but just barely. Drew Lock's just barely able to maneuver out of that. Let's take a look at this. Kind of disguising it well. Yeah, you can't even see it. I can't even see it. Dodges number 22. That block, that's not going to work. And pretty much almost comes away with the sack. So he finished with 3 total tackles. And then it's just the small stuff like this where, obviously if you're watching it, even if you're watching it, it's hard to see it all, and you're watching all these kids. There's so many guys you got to keep an eye on in preseason, and just watching this all 22, especially for Jamal Adams, Cam Miller, and Shedrick Jackson, it's like, holy cow. There's some competency in Las Vegas that we might not have seen in quite some time. So, folks, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, and let me know your thoughts on Cam Miller, Shedrick Jackson, and Jamal Adams down below. And we'll see you soon. Peace.